solo tengo una línea de batería. Acá se acabará.
Esa es la otra cámara.
Acá está este.
Dame todas las cámaras a mí.
¿A dónde estamos yendo?
Estamos por dar la vuelta para ir a la caverna.
A la Mathew Street.
Mathew Street, donde
Para
está
ingresar
la
a la
caverna.
caverna.
Sí.
Con todo el grupo.
Todos nos vamos a la caverna.
Sigámoslo.
So warm.
Ven. Ven aquí. Ahí está, frente a nosotros, la caverna. Y esto. Ya estoy tomando.
Acá nos van a explicar.
Sí.
No, vamos, sigue avanzando. Vamos avanzando. Oye, siempre hay un loquito por ahí, ¿no?
Hay muchos sitios que se llaman The Cavern Club.
Esta es la caverna.
Ah,
Esta es la verdadera.
me engañaron.
El club, ¿te acuerdas que nos dijo?
Claro, Cavern
Nos
Club.
dijo Ramón eso. Esa callecita es linda.
Es alucinante. Mathew Street. Every single Beatles fan knows Mathew Street antes de venir. Aquí.
Okay, anybody at the back can see? Is everyone here? Yes. Is everyone here? Fantastic, great. Move in if you would, folks, if you can't hear me, come right in. Right, we're in a street called Mathew Street.
Yes.
Back in the 1950s, this was a very different street. It was a working street. It wasn't pedestrianised, lorries would come up and down. There were warehouse buildings on both sides of the street, and most importantly, there were none of these bars that you can see today. There was one single pub in the whole street, the Grapes, which is still here today, just 50 metres down to your left on the left-hand side of the road. But that started to change in January 1957 when a young Liverpool accountant by the name of Alan Sipner returned from a trip to Paris in France. And while he'd been there, he'd been really inspired by the many basement jazz clubs that were all over the French capital. And there was one club in particular which is still there today, still operating today, called Le Caveau de la Huchette, the Cavern in the Rue de la Huchette, 2 minutes away from Notre Dame. He liked this club so much, he decided he was going to replicate it when he came back to Liverpool. He found a disused basement of a warehouse building, and exactly where we're standing now, on the 16th of January 1957, he opened the Cavern Club as a jazz club. And for the next 3 years, it was only jazz music that played in the Cavern. But by May of 1960, jazz was out, rock and roll and beat music was in. The Cavern was where the Beatles played on 292 occasions over just 2.5 years, playing lunch times and evening times as well. But let's not be romantic. The Cavern was not sophisticated. It was dark, it was dingy, it was smelly. The end of the night would see condensation streaming down the walls. There was no ventilation in the club. And to top it all, the original Cavern Club didn't even have an alcoholic license. You couldn't buy anything other than Coca-Cola and coffee at the Cavern Club. It was the atmosphere and it was the music that people came for. And with the Beatles leading the charge of Liverpool groups in the 60s that came out of the Cavern, the club itself became famous and attracted the likes of Stevie Wonder, Chuck Berry, the Rolling Stones, Elton John, The Who, Queen, Eric Clapton. They all played at the Cavern Club.
Wow.
Now sadly the Cavern Club closed in 1973, and in 1984 it was reconstructed and reopened. It sits today on 75% of its original site. But the club that you're going to go into in a moment looks exactly as it did in the 60s. It's built from the same materials, to the same specifications as it was in the 60s. And for the last 30 years, the Cavern has been and still is today a live music venue. Every single day of the week, You get live music at the club. And what's best of all, it's free. It's completely free of charge to go in. And so we're going to go inside the club now.
Nice.
Now, what I'm going to do is take you up to the entrance to the club.
Okay.
You're welcome to go inside, enjoy the music. If you come outside the club and wander around, that's fine. But come back to the entrance for our designated time, okay? Because if you don't, that's when I'm doing my head count. So I need to know that you're there. Just synchronize our watches, guys. The time now is 23 minutes to 6. Okay? Everybody agreed on that?
Yes.
That's the BBC time, so it's right. Okay, the BBC is always right. We're going to give you here 15 minutes. Okay? So 5, 10, if we say 5 minutes to 6 outside the club, okay? So 5 to 6 outside the club entrance, which I'm going to take you to now. So follow me up, and I think you're out there at 5 to 6.
Mathew Street. Okay, let's go. I'm ready.
¿Listos? Qué cosa tan impresionante.
Alucinante.
Qué momento.
Wow. ¿Qué tal calle esta?
Este es el momento.
Este es el momento cumbre en Liverpool. Que veo, hay una serie de momentos cumbres aquí.
Todos son momentos cumbres. Ya.
I like walking.
Ahora sí, vamos a
Okay.
hacer exactamente lo que habrían hecho seguramente
Claro.
todas las personas en aquellos días cuando
¿Lista?
tocaban aquí los...
¿Estás lista, Monilla?
Creo que estoy lista, pero no estoy tan segura, me pongo nerviosa.
Estoy bien nervioso.
Las puertas, todo.
Entrando a la caverna. Después al salir nos tomamos fotos en la puerta. Hay mucha gente.
How the Giants did it, how's the World Series going? Yeah? I think it's over. I don't think it's over yet, is it? Yeah?
Hola.
All you need is love. Una canción.
All you need is love.
A ver, ¿estamos listos?
Ya estamos listos. Cavern Club. Okay.
So guys, I'll see you here 5 to 6.
5 to 6, okay.
Perfect.
Good.
Thank you.
¿Listo?
Listo.
Tú entras filmando lo tuyo.
Ya. Estamos entrando a la caverna. El club que vio nacer a los Beatles. Nada más ni nada menos.
Cuidado con las peldaños.
Sí, sí, sí. Vamos a hacer una bonita edición de esto. Cuidado con los steps. Mira esto. Voltea, voltea. Mira, todo este camino es el que hacía.
She loves you. She loves you. She loves you. Loves you, yeah. Loves you, yeah. She loves you, Okay, I'm being asked to do a song which I have already played, but I'll do it again. This one's especially for Mike.
Mira esto.
Imagine all the people
En este escenario tocaban.
living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Not to kill or die. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life.